Kevin Sidebottom here, speaker, author, and trainer, and I go around and teach sales organizations and leadership teams how to build trust and influence with their customers and their team members to build more revenues and generate better profits. Today, let's talk about how we build trust and confidence in the workplace. That's right, trust and confidence. That is effective in building great teams and a great culture. If we don't have that, we're not going anywhere. John Maxwell will say, if you want to go far, you got to go with other people. Well, we need to be able to have trust and confidence in those people if we're going to go anywhere. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to focus in on them first. How can we help them? Because they're asking 3 questions of us anytime we engage any other person. Do I like you? Do I trust you? And how can you help me? And if we're not hitting the mark, well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to find somebody else, or if they're on our team, well, we're not going to move very far very fast. So we need to focus in on answering those questions. So when we engage them, we need to be focusing on them and the environment they're in. If it's a chaotic environment, they're not going to associate trust with us and confidence. They're going to have anxiety and they're going to build up walls. Not intentionally, but it's going to happen. So we need to focus in on making sure that we're answering those questions and showing up in the right environments. So if it's a chaotic area, let's move over to another area that we can actually sit down with them, have a great conversation. Second thing we need to do is make sure that we're showing up with the right color clothing on. If we're trying to build trust and it's a new relationship, or we're trying to build on a relationship, we need to not be showing up in power ties and authoritative talk and tones. We need to actually be calm, reserved, and just having a great conversation with people. And by wearing the right colors, not to trigger them. Because if we wear the wrong colors, we can actually set the tone and drive up that anxiety as well. Now, the scents we wear, like different colognes, can also do the same thing. So we need to be focused in on those. Now, when I went out to St. Thomas, I actually got a huge education on colognes. Different personality types actually gravitate to different colognes. And I spent probably a good couple hours learning about myself. Well, I typically don't have the predictive index or people's personalities or know everybody's past experiences to understand what cologne scents will actually affect people. So I typically don't wear them. Now, I do want to be clean and smell clean, but I don't want to be wearing different scents that are going to be overpowering and set someone off and trigger them unintentionally. So we make sure that we focus in on those. Now, if you want to have a good example of that, go into a department store. Check out the women's department compared to the men's department, the kids department. They have different lighting, sounds, and scents pumped into those areas because they know different people's buying habits. We need to be doing the same thing. We need to focus in on them and study people. Not to manipulate them, but because we care and are being intentional with people. Next thing we need to do is actually focus in on learning about them. That's right. We need to learn about them, so we need to populate a CRM. Now, most organizations have CRMs, customer relationship management tools, but they don't utilize them enough and populate them for their own employees. That's right. We need to populate those things. We need to know about the people we're engaging, not to leverage them, not to be able to say, well, this person has this many kids, we need to get rid of them, because that's illegal. We need to be learning about people and constantly engaging them if we're going to build trust and confidence in our workplace. So we want to focus in and find out what's going on. In my trustworthy training, I actually walk through this process of the house and how you populate this to learn about their kids, specific dates that are really important to them, what hobbies they really like. Because of those things, you're actually going to build trust. They're going to like you. They're going to trust you because you're learning more about them. You're going to build rapport. So when I first got into sales, it was find something around a room so you can talk about, and boom, you magically have rapport. Well, that's not the case. You actually have to cultivate. It's like farming. You need to cultivate the ground, plant the seeds, water it, fertilize it, and then you can harvest later. But you need to do that with people. It takes time to build trust. They're not automatically going to trust you with packing their parachute before they go skydiving if they don't trust you a lot, right? So different environments have different levels of trust. So we need to understand what our environment is and how much trust is needed to succeed. Like if you're a firefighter, when your life is on the line going into a burning building, that's a little bit more trust than, hey, we're making hamburgers and french fries. They trust that you made the french fries right. We need to know what levels we need and what's going on and being intentional. Now we need to populate and understand their situation, what issues they're having, and the ramifications, because that affects speed and the team. If someone's going through like chemo for cancer and we don't even know about it, they're not trusting us enough to let us know what's going on. Well, how can we help them? And that's what we need to be doing. We need to focus on that third question. How can you help me? We need to be focusing on those people and answering that question. And I'll tell you, Ramsey Solutions is a fantastic organization where the team leaders know exactly what's going on for the big things with people that are on their teams, so that way they can pivot other members around. Now, if I had a family member that was going through cancer and I needed help and I had other team members that knew about that, chances are they're willing to step in and actually help a little bit more and support me. They're not that cold. People are really caring and actually want to help other people. Okay? So we need to make sure that we know what's going on with those people so we can help them. When we help them, trust will go up. When we work with them, confidence goes up. And as we get longer down the road, we start moving extremely fast together and have a great environment and a great culture. And that's what we all really want. So being intentional is the way to go. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Got my information down below.